I'm Conver Maynard, and guess who's back with me today? That's right, my trusted partner Skiv. Good to have you back, big guy. Skiv just returned from Yulin and has plenty of thoughts about must-stop spots. Best of all, he spent some time with the Nadafwa Security Soli, so whether you're looking to work in Banu Space or just visit, you won't want to miss his insights. But first, let's visit Stanton, where a recent violent incursion by an outlaw pack calling themselves XenoThreat forced the government to mobilise the Civilian Defence Force. The people of Stanton responded and helped send the would-be invaders back to Pyro. Joining us to discuss the successful operation is the Advocacy's Special Agent in Charge, Rowena Dulli, who coordinated the CDF response.
Thanks.
I know we disagreed a bit during your last appearance over certain CDF policies.
All good. Wasn't the first time I've been in a fight.
That was quite the situation you faced in Stanton. You mind breaking down what happened? Figured our audience would appreciate the first-hand account.
Outlaw forces who self-identified as XenoThreat illegally accessed public displays to broadcast a threat against the UEE and the system. Shortly thereafter, a Stanton convoy was ambushed while en route to Terra. XenoThreat perpetrators destroyed all the cargo and publicly executed the crew as collaborators of corporate greed. In response, the Navy dispatched the UEES Warhammer to work with local law enforcement and deal with the threat. Unfortunately, it seems XenoThreat had been planning on this and had additional forces on standby in Pyro. When the naval flagship went to restock at a local station, a significant portion of the resupply vessels were intercepted and destroyed. With no other available units in the sector, the Navy requested the CDF assistance in retrieving the scattered cargo and delivering it to Jericho Station. This supply delay allowed XenoThreat the time they needed to deploy several capital-class warships into the system. Since the CDF was already active, it was agreed to use the volunteers as naval reinforcements in combat operations to engage and repel the hostiles.
It's crazy how bold these criminals are getting. Got to say, I had my doubts about the CDF, but I was pretty impressed with how you managed to send those outlaws packing.
Honestly, I couldn't be prouder of how the CDF responded. Thanks to each and every one of you who answered the call. Whether you battled the Idris or helped collect and ferry supplies to the Javelin, your effort was greatly appreciated. Stanton is safe now because of you.
You're from Stanton, right?
Born and raised in Orizon.
So this victory must have meant a lot.
They all do, but this one particularly so because I requested this assignment to the CDF. I told my superior flat out that I was the best person for this job, and she believed me. To no one's surprise, coordinating with local forces gets a lot easier when you've personally known a lot of them for years.
Would imagine so. Now, after we've booked you on the show, I put out a call to anyone who participated in the CDF action in Stanton to send me their experiences and any questions they may have. Do you mind if we go through a few of these?
Not at all.
Great. Well, first of all, there is a lot of hate for XenoThreat and everything they stand for. Most folks were happy that they got asked to help kick those bastards out of the system.
I found that civic pride is a huge motivator for CDF participants. It gives people a way to stand up for what they believe is right and help protect their home.
Folks also loved the pretty hefty payouts for helping. Lots of positive comments about that too.
It's only fair. People need to be compensated for their time, use of personal resources, and taking on such risk.
Not everyone had a good experience though. One responder claimed an inadvertent friendly fire incident resulted in them receiving a crime stat that landed them in a rehabilitation facility.
That's truly unfortunate and something we plan to rectify in the future. If you feel comfortable sharing that individual's information, I'd like to personally reach out and apologise for the misunderstanding.
I'll see what they say and let you know.
It wasn't prevalent, but it's still an issue that needs to be addressed. What I want to make abundantly clear is that things will improve going forward. I've already submitted a thorough after-action report that laid out several steps to address certain issues. The operation wasn't perfect, but at the end of the day, CDF volunteers went toe-to-toe with a highly organised invasion force and never flinched. Like I said, I couldn't be prouder of their effort.
From these comms, it sure sounded like a hell of a dangerous situation in a lot of ways.
Absolutely. This was a direct assault on the sovereignty and safety of the Empire.
How familiar was the Advocacy with XenoThreat prior to the assault on Stanton?
We had scattered intel about the group. Even though they primarily operate in Pyro, both the Advocacy and the Navy had picked up chatter that they were mobilising for something.
But not enough to keep them out of Stanton?
Pyro isn't a UEE system, so there's only so much we can do. Plus a direct attack was a dramatic escalation of their operations.
Let me throw you another question from someone who was there. Do you believe the CDF is sustainable?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
This person wrote a few very dense paragraphs about their thoughts and experiences, so let me just summarise. Sure, it worked this time, but what happens if the next operation doesn't go so well and leads to massive casualties among the CDF members? You said it yourself, this was a highly organised military-style operation meant to terrorise the people of Stanton and disrupt the system's flow of trade. There's no doubt XenoThreat and other outlaw groups took note of the CDF's tactics and will be adjusting accordingly. Since the CDF is only a loose coalition of willing participants, what happens if that willingness evaporates? Who's left to come to a system's defence then?
The advocacy, UEE armed forces, and local law enforcement agencies will always remain a system's first line of defence.
But none of those forces were around to stop what happened in Stanton. Isn't that why the CDF was deployed?
That's an oversimplification. Advocacy and Navy assets were present, but needed further support. The CDF proved to be the best option because they could be deployed the fastest.
And if, say, no one showed up from the CDF, how long before additional advocacy or Navy forces could have helped?
It depends on several factors that I can't comment on, but it's no secret that UEE forces are stretched thin at the moment. The CDF was created partially because of this, and partially because residents wanted to play a greater role in keeping their system safe. That's why there's been a dramatic increase in homegrown militias protecting their own system. And honestly, I don't believe the CDF will ever lack for volunteers. The desire to protect your home and make it safe for you and your loved ones is as old as humanity, so I'm confident that there will still be people willing to step up the next time the need arises.
Next time?
All I'm saying is that XenoThreat is still out there, and from what my sources are saying, they may still have additional resources available to them. They've also proven that they are fervent believers in a cause, so I think it would be foolish to think that one loss will be enough of a deterrent to a group like this.
Anything else you'd like to share?
Just that I'm working hard to address the issues we've discussed, so future CDF operations will run even more smoothly.
Better to be prepared than sorry.
Couldn't agree more.
We need to take a quick break, but we'll be back with more questions for Special Agent in Charge Rowena Dulli in just a moment. And later on in the show, Skiv will fill us in on his adventure into the Banu Protectorate. Don't go anywhere, there's more op.net coming your way. I hope you enjoyed that little look at the XenoThreat assessment. Me and Zin are planning to do more little videos like this, taking some of the lore in-game and chucking it into audio-video format where possible. If you've got any particular stories or lore or Galactopedia entries or anything like this that you want focused on, please drop us some comments below and tell us what you'd like us to do. I'm a massive NordVPN shill. Zin somehow represents shilling on the screen. In the current climate and modern digital age, you want your spaceships and internet browsing histories to remain yours and yours alone. I don't want some guy, let's call him Big Jake. I don't want Big Jake to see what I've been looking at. I don't want to even keep a record of what I've been looking at. No stealing my credit card infos. No. NordVPN provides protection and anonymity, it makes you anonymous, and accessibility to the internet. And if you are looking for a VPN, consider it, because it's also cheap. We use the links below for discounts and deals. Every month we have a ship giveaway, and March is no different. We're giving away a trio of ships, one each to 3 lucky winners. This month with a Origin 100i, 125A and 135C, all with game packages. Zin, have them flying around screen. All you need to do to be in for a chance to win one of those is comment on any of my videos made throughout the month. More details down below in the description. Please remember to like, subscribe and share the video, tickle the bell, whatever that means. It helps grow the channel and helps us make content more regularly. If you would like to further support the channel, please consider becoming a YouTube member with the join button below the video. You'll get some exclusive content each month as well as a badge and emotes to use in your comments. There's also Patreon and direct donation links too. It's all down in the description below. Click it, all of it. All of it. Thanks for watching, I hope you have a great March, and roll on Alpha 3.13. Say thanks for watching, Zin.
Thanks for watching, Zin.